Michael's first day back at GMA after his journey to the edge of space. Of course, we're going to talk all about it. First, TJ back with a quick look at your adventure, Michael. Hey, TJ.
Hey, George, as I watched that rocket go up on Saturday with Stray in it, I realized there was something I didn't get to say to Stray before he left. Stray, I love you, man. Look, as crazy as the experience, look, as wild as the experience was for us to watch, we could only imagine what that experience was like for you. The moment finally had arrived.
Astronaut Stray, how do you read me?
Stray is good. Loud and clear.
Stray buckled in for the ride of a lifetime.
Command engine start. 2, 1.
Blasting off, hitting over 2,200 miles an hour and soaring 66 miles into space. Experiencing zero gravity for about 3 minutes and basking in the glow of Earth.
Holy
moly. Oh, there it is right there.
Then touching down and stepping out.
Welcome back, guys.
And Michael Strahan is out of the capsule.
Forever changed by the experience, but celebrating with old friends and new ones.
Always there for me.
Now that is something I just loved, you two being a part of this trip together. I mean, just imagine, she's a part of such space history.
Yeah.
And here it is now, 60 years later, that you two can be in the same capsule. And this is how far we've come in space travel. So that was a really cool moment.
And Laura posted a picture of her space uniform and her father's space uniform together, which I think she's probably the only person who can do that. And I got to say, TJ, I love you too, man.
It was different. It was weird to watch.
It was weird to watch, but I will say, people at home and like your family and friends who were there were more nervous than we were in the capsule.
Even on that walk up?
Even on the walk up. Well, George, you start to realize this is real. We rehearse everything so many times, and they do a great job of training you with everything you're going to go through. So when it's actually happening, it just feels like we've done this before. It's just, now we're actually going to do it, and we can't wait. The anticipation to do it, you just want to do it.
We were texting back and forth on Saturday, and I could tell this really changed you. That you were that it exceeded, that you were excited. We all knew that you were excited about it, but it even exceeded what you thought it would be.
Whatever you think it's going to be, and you set your standards high, it exceeds it.
Why? What is it
George,
about it?
It is something about you take off in that rocket and the energy of it when you hit the point where you're weightless and you undo your harness and you float and you're with these people who you've developed this bond with. I mean, it's the ultimate bond. And then to look back at the planet, you're in light looking up at darkness. Pretty soon you're in darkness, you're looking down at the light of the planet. And it shows you how fragile and how small of a part of you are of something that may seem significant like Earth, but Earth is fragile and small itself in the grand scheme of things. So it kind of sets your perspective in a totally different way.
Did you said you'll practice and rehearse and all this, but still, you knew it was going to happen. Was there anything that still surprised you, as prepped as you all were?
All of it. Yeah, I mean, you're still surprised by all of it. The G forces, when you're going up, it's like 3 Gs. Coming down, it's like 5 Gs. The glow in the cabin when the rocket takes off and it gets orange inside because of the fire from the jet engine.
But they prepped you for that.
They prep you for that.
So you know that was happening.
Yeah,
Besides the roar, what else do you hear when you're up there?
It's quiet outside of us talking to each other. I mean, you hear the rocket when you're initially going up, but once the rocket main engine cuts off, it's just silence and your body goes boom. Wow. And you think, oh my goodness, I'm actually floating. But you can't tell the difference between up and down. So you feel like if you undo your belt, you're just going to fall on your face, but it's just not the case, which is kind of why I was moving a little slow getting out of that belt. Like if I hit my head, I'm knocked out. They're not going to be able to get me back into my seat. So, but it was the most surreal experience, and I love what they're doing because, the reason behind all of this is not just to go to space. Say, oh, we went to space. Blue Origin, what they're doing, they're trying to, looking at taking all these resources and all these industries that stress Earth and moving a lot of them to space. Because, we are kind of tapping out and maxing out what we're doing here. That's why the rockets are reusable. There are no carbon emissions. It's just water, that comes from the byproduct of all of this. And so what they're doing is in a lot of ways, trying to save the planet by going outside of the planet. And I had a better understanding of that sitting with the engineers and sitting, with former astronauts who'd been in space, who literally have been there several times and said their whole life mission is to make it back. And after going for the few minutes that we were there, I see why.
So you're going back?
Absolutely. Ask me, I would go back in a heartbeat. Wouldn't even think twice about it. Absolutely.
Final question. What'd your mama say?
My mama,
when you got back?
I said, Mom, were you nervous? She said, your dad jumped out of planes for a living, son. Nothing you could do could make me nervous. So she was really good about it, or she played cool with it. But it was great to have her there. My kids were there, family and other friends, and it was truly bonding for all of us. And when we had that delay in the launch time, that just gave us more time to hang out together. And you realize that your friends and your family and people who you hadn't heard from in a long time, when you're sitting there in that capsule, and I know I had my eyes closed and everyone thought I was praying, but the sun was hitting me in the eyes. I couldn't keep my eyes open, and I took a little nap. I was that relaxed. But you do think about life, you do think about death, you do think about the people in your life, what they mean to you, what you mean to them, and you kind of realize your place in like your ecosystem and how many people in a lot of ways depend on you and how many people you really love and depend on. So when you say that, I appreciate it and I love you too, all of you. I mean, everyone here. I really come back with a different appreciation of my life, and hopefully I can live it in a better way now.
Wow.
So go to space if you get a chance, George. Come on, George. I know you want to do it. Me and you will hold hands on the way up.
You go walk on the moon.
That's next.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.